All right, can everybody take their places, please? All judges present? All right, team 6, take it away.
Thank you. Hi guys, we are Smarten and we believe that technology could truly enhance your work environment. However, we think that the existing IoT devices should be used better in order to achieve a connected and collaborative workspace. Imagine me as an IBM employee. I'm on my way to work. I just realized I forgot my bag. I have a presentation at 10 or 11 a.m., not really sure. I think it's Michiel's birthday today. I've got already 10 emails popping up. I've got different notifications from different apps. It's gonna be a long day. And even if you didn't recognize yourself in the scenario I was just talking about, there have been numerous research that proves that multitasking decreases productivity, workers are often distracted, in which digital notifications play a large part, and employees who are active during the day, even at an office a desk job, are more productive. So we wanted to design an Apple Watch application that makes your daily office life easier and more fun, of which you can already see a preview on the slides. We want to increase our workers' productivity, optimize their time, and break the office routine by integrating it in a fun environment. It's a full Apple Watch solution, meaning different IoT devices are combined in one place, and we really want to focus on passive use. So the app only opens when you're in proximity of an IoT device or when a notification pops up. We also believe that an action should never be more than 2 clicks away. We integrated existing software and leveraged their data as well as data from the watch and the application. On the slides, you can see examples of integrating existing IoT. For example, the app can be used to remotely control presentation slides when it's in proximity of a pointer. And access to secured rooms can be granted, so you can get rid of badges that you lose all the time anyway.
Right, so this is a preview of our architecture. So our watch, the first step, detects that it's in proximity of an IoT device. He will fetch some information about that device from the database with the ABM Cloud function, and he will return our preferences with that device. In the example of a coffee machine, he will return that I like my coffee strong and that I like an espresso. When I confirm that I want that espresso, he will use another cloud function, and he will tell the internet-connected espresso machine that he should make my espresso. So I will show a demo. So here we got the confirmation, and on the right-hand side you can see a simulated environment that my espresso is being made, but the API is exactly the same for 3 different brands of coffee machines. It's already integrated, so that's really nice.
Throughout the day, we want to send our workers notifications to remind them to stand up, have a walk from time to time, to take the stairs instead of the elevator. But since it's an application in the work environment, it can be a distraction. For that, we want to schedule the notifications intelligently. When I was talking about leveraging data from software, we mean, for example, syncing digital calendars such that notifications will never show when you're at a meeting. We also want to focus on a positive reinforcement environment, so you can get rewards when you reach your daily step goal, or at the end of the week you see a summary of how many elevator rides you avoided that week. The notifications are easy to handle. You can quickly say, remind me in 15 minutes, or ignore the notification. We also think that the app could be used as a unique communication channel within your company. For example, personal invites via email tend to get lost really easily between email from clients, invites to webinars, and so on. But if it's sent via the app to a certain department or to the entire company, it can be seen faster. For example, when it's Michiel's birthday and he has cake for the company, usually everyone takes a slice and gets back to their desk. But we hope that with our app, everyone sees it at the same time and they can all celebrate together. Another thing we'd like to implement is a direct connect function, with which when users are in proximity of each other, the app can show if you're already connected via social media like LinkedIn. So this also shows that it's a personalized app. You have your own avatar. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Yeah, thanks for your attention.
So, good evening. I would like to introduce you a new friend of mine. His name is Alfred. He's a UCM chat assistant powered by Watson. But first, let's start with a story. So, this is Bruce. Bruce is a man who would like to become a self-employed man, but he's lacking a lot of information to do so. So, and this is Harvey. Harvey has a lot of information that Bruce needs, but he's really hard to reach. He works at UCM. So one of the possibilities for Bruce would be to go on the vintage site of UCM and to look for an appointment or to look for information, but he will struggle to find information as it's rules, laws, and so on, which are hard to understand. And Harvey will struggle to have an appointment because he spends most of his time to get appointments instead of focusing on his core business. That's why Alfred is here. He's here to solve both problems. But how? How does it work? So on the left side, you have a chat box where you can interact with Alfred. And on the right side, we'll show you how it works. So Bruce has a question for Alfred. In this case, the question is really broad. Alfred can just give us straightforward information. So what we did is to use Discovery to do some web crawling on the UCM website so that Alfred can propose path where Bruce can get answers to his question. Alfred will also ask him to precise his question if he wants just a straightforward answer, and that's what he's done, and Alfred has the answer directly. Web crawling is not the only way we will get information, so the mail exchanges between UCM employees and clients are a goldmine of information because a lot of the questions have already been answered to. So we gather the mails from the employees and put them in another collection of Discovery, and Alfred can use this data to answer the clients. But he's not omniscient yet, so sometimes he won't have the answer to the question if it's really specific. So what he will do is to schedule an appointment with one of the specialists from UCM. So we'll go to the database of UCM to know which specialist is available at what place and at what time. So we'll be able to schedule directly an appointment with the specialist. In the meantime, he will transmit the log of the conversation to the specialist so he can prepare the appointment and save time. By knowing what he will have to discuss with the client, he's able to give an estimate of the duration of the appointment that he can send with a confirmation to the client, so they can better plan their days. All this information will be gathered inside the database to continuously improve the process. So, what is the aim of the project? Is to improve the whole efficiency of UCM. and particularly in the contact with the client. The client will be offered an automated and personalized help, and all the information will be used to perform user profiling so that UCM can better understand these clients and they can make some networking with it. Because with all the information, they will put the good people together. Speed up the appointments, of course, because there is no more human intervention to schedule them. And knowing what the client wants allows the specialist to prepare for it. The client will be directly matched with a good expert, which is also time-saving. And the statistical feedback can help UCM improve its processes and know its client better. The ergonomic front end. So we showed the preview of Watson, but you can implement it like we did in Slack. And it's still ergonomic. You can also put it on the Facebook page, like UCM web page, and when you try to contact it, you talk with Alfred. In conclusion, the client satisfaction will only grow because they save time, they get the information and the contact they need. Meanwhile, the employees' workload will diminish and allow them to focus on their own core business. Thank you for your attention, and I would especially like to thank UCM personnel, IBM personnel that helped us make this project. Thank you.
Okay, so hey everyone, I'm here to present to you our project, which is a mobile app. It is called Get Greener. So the problem is we want to tackle climate change, but at the personal level. And what we know that we can do a lot of stuff. We can turn on lights off, we can save water, eat local, use a car less, well, loads of stuff. The problem is that you never have a visible impact, at least in the short term, when you look at the person. Also, another problem is that climate change is a global problem. You can do as much effort as you want, it will not change the world. But when you look at a community, you can directly, even in the short term, get meaningful figures, meaningful results. So what we want to do with our solution is we want to motivate and reward the user for his effort by giving him both short-term results, but at a community scale for a large group, and also long-term projections of his effort at his personal scale. We decided to focus our scope to application process through a system of points, achievements, challenges, both at the personal and collective scale. So how are we going to do that? We're going to use very simple sensors called heat cost allocators. This is a sensor that already exists and is implemented in most shared buildings, so flats, student cots. It is wireless, So really, really easy to automate, and yeah, really simple since as I said it. What we're going to do with that is approximate the power consumption of the user in his house. Then we can provide him with live data on his energy consumption and try to show him if he's doing good, if he's improving, reducing his consumption, or doing bad, increasing it. We can show him directly the impact of his efforts by telling him how much money did he earn on his energy bill, because this is at the end of the day what the user really wants to know, and also the impact that he has on the global warming. So we can tell him how much did he reduce his CO2 emissions, and also provide him with anecdotes and facts to which he can more relate to about global warming, and also try to give him tips and tricks to help him improve his heating plan. And then try to stimulate it through the gamification process to keep him improving. So it's really simple. As soon as the user starts diminishing his energy consumption, he starts earning points. With points, he will start gaining achievements, badges, which can later be maybe eventually rewarded through advertisements or sponsoring. And then, most importantly, we have the community-based challenges. So the concept is really simple. We say, okay, hey, we are a big community, we have a lot of users, so what we're going to do is we're going to all try to improve our consumption at the same time. So next week, we all try to reduce our consumption, and then even on a short period of time, like 1 week, you can see directly meaningful figures, meaningful results, and you get this emulation effect. So everybody sees that they're not alone, that everybody is trying to go in the same direction, and then everybody is motivated to keep doing more. So this is the app. I think you guessed it, we're not really graphical designers. But it's working, already implemented on the phone. And this is basically the info that you get. You have a profile, you get points. As soon as you start consuming less than when you subscribed, you earn points. It's fully automated. And so this is typically the kind of info that you can get. The achievements, you can look at your impact, both economical and ecological. So you can see, for example, last week I earned €3 on my bill, which is really nice. And also on the longer term, I earned, since I subscribed to the app, maybe 100 or 1,000 euros. Also CO2 influence. But what is even more interesting is you can keep track of your instantaneous energy consumption through eating, which is really interesting to see if you are still improving or not. And also, we can provide some facts, anecdotes, okay, last week I did some efforts. Do I need to stop right now? Okay.
Okay, nice. Yeah, that's her. Oh.
Hello? Yeah. Yes. Yeah. All right. Okay. It clicks off. So, good evening, everyone. We are Team 4, and we are very proud to present you Deleco. So, we start by taking a person. We'll call him Bob, and he's a representative of most people of our community. Bob isn't yet behaving quite ecologically. He has a limited or small budget, but he has a smartphone. Now, Bob thinks he can't afford it to be ecological. He thinks it's too expensive. He doesn't really see what's in it for him. So in short, the problem is that Bob isn't really ecologically motivated because he doesn't really see the benefit of ecological behavior because there is no incentive. And as a result, Bob does not change his behavior. And actually, why do we want to behave ecologically friendly? What is in it for me? Now, what if we can tell you that we can help you save money while saving the earth? And we'll show you how.
So, we need something that informs and educates Bob so that he could acknowledge both the financial and ecological benefits of a change in his ecological behavior, so that Bob will change his behavior. So we were inspired by an app that we as a team almost use weekly. More in particular, it's the app that you use when you want to check your cellular data usage. It leads to an action. I'll change my behavior when I see that I'm almost crossing the data limit. So we want to take the idea of the limit setting and we wanted to adapt it in an ecological atmosphere. So that's how we arrived at the Teleco app. The Teleco app is going to measure the 3 most important aspects of your ecological footprint. It's petrol usage, waste, and energy consumption. So the Teleco app essentially exists in 2 parts. The first thing is a budget management tool. It allows Bob, for example, to choose monthly limits on his usage. So for example, Bob could say, hey, this month I want to spend as a maximum $100 on oil consumption. The app will also real-time track data of his driving and transferred behaviors. It'll also generate statistics and show his spending history. On the other hand, the Teleco app is an information and educational tool. It will calculate an eco-score based on good environment behavioral. It will generate intelligent and personalized tips. It will suggest personalized goals, and it integrates a reward system. But equally important, what's in it for Telenet? We have some fundamental aspects. Telenet already has a strong user base, so that makes it a little bit easier. It also will create new value for already existing clients and additional, possibly attract new subscribers. Telenet will gain an eco-friendly reputation, and it will certainly add some personalization to the user experience from Telenet clients. So there was a lot of talking, but we're going to show you how it works.
Alright, so when you first start our app, you get this beautiful welcome screen where you can see your Eco score from last week. You can see how well you did, last month, I'm sorry. And then you get to the main screen where you can see how much budget you have still left by represented by an emptying barrel. When you click on the barrel, you get some stats from last month, something, and see how the goal you set this month and how much you can do while you keep going at this pace. And you can compare this to how much days you have left in this month. When you click here, you can see if your Eco score is eligible for a reward for Telenet, and when you don't get selected, you can get some tips on how you can improve your Eco score and get a lower carbon footprint. And then finally, of course, you have some settings with account settings over which car you're driving to get some nice results.
Right. And it is important to note that this is just a beginning. This app brings a lot of new opportunities. It is a start of new communities. We can add even achievements to improve the gamification aspect. We can organize eco-competitions between companies. And we can add even more trackable data instead of just only using the waste, the energy, and the oil. And we'll leave you with this final quote: let's save money and let's save the earth. Thank you for your attention.
Right, the judges will deliberate now, make a final decision. See you back in. It's 20:45. Yes, by 9 o'clock we should have a winner.
App was beter deze keer. De app was beter. De app was veel beter.
Dat is echt top performance gedaan, hè?
Daar straks van ik ben
Deze is chill.
Deze is zo. Kom.